Hello, greetings. This is Gillesmansillon. I wanted to wish you a happy Friday the 13th, a full moon in Pisces. So it's a powerful time, very powerful time. There is the moon, which is the leader of that rules all emotions, and it's the closest celestial body from the Earth, and it's very close to us. It rules the emotion. And there is Neptune, which is the lord of dream and the mystic unification of it all. It's a very advanced planet. And so they're conjuncting and they're opposing on the other side the conjunction of Venus and Mercury, and Mars and the Sun. So it's like there is all this mystic understanding and this unification, and on the other side there is the addressing of all those little details that needs to be addressed, which makes a T-square to Jupiter. So it's all like conditioned by this Lord, the Lord of expansion. And that is creating a tension between those realities that is positive and negative, and then there is Saturn, which is it's going still, and it's getting ready for like months. It's been going retrograde, and now it's getting ready to move forward. So it's going to be a release on that level, and the south node of the moon has been retrograding too, and so it's like for like 6 months Saturn is going to be conjuncting. It's been conjuncting, and will continue to follow this south node of the moon, which is all the past or the karma, and Saturn being the lord of time. So there is the need to address all kinds of things to be released, but the motion forward of Saturn should assist us, makes it a little bit easier for us to unfold. For for me, it's like I have two realities in my head that are being confronted: this paradisical reality and this nightmarish reality. And I choose to only to focus only, not to let myself be distracted by this whole cellular program and memory of the condition of the physical reality. And if no matter what happens, I have to be stable, I have to be still, I have to be joyful, even if no matter what happened in the physical realm. So it's about we are being tested right now. This moon in Pisces is quite testing. It's an increased, very deep emotion. It's an increase in intuition as well. I'm going to pull 10 cards of the Dakini to see for the 28 days that are coming. So it's all fun for now. Well, we still have to. So the situation is the sun, is the power of the phoenix. It's the power of being reborn from one's ashes. It is all that is good in life. It is self-empowerment. It is all leading us to our self-empowerment. What comes to us from that's around the situation is the rose garden. It's a magnificent path of ease and flow and success. And so we want to continue. We want to, if the life is a rose, we want to remove all the thorns, because the thorns are imperfection, those things that is within our power to remove, that we need to remove so we can behold that rose. The rose is one of the highest frequency flowers on the planet. And it's about enjoying this rose garden for the life. What we see before us, that in conscious mind that will unfold, is the guardian. The guardian is the mystical experience. It's something very mystical. No matter what it is, allow yourself to move into the acceptance of what is. Even if you make step forwards and backwards, just accept it all and be in grace and gratitude, even for the suffering, even for the misery. Be grateful for it, for it's assisting you in determining everything that you want. For any experience that is unwanted is giving us an opportunity to know exactly what we want. So it is very important to our salvation. And so what we have in our subconscious, which is the past, is the Lord Ganesh, is the Lord of obstacle. It is the connection to wisdom, the understanding that we're connected to higher intelligence and we can receive guidance and we can overcome obstacle. The situation we are now is really fun. It's amusement. So it's about fun. It's about intimacy. It's about play. It's the Kama Sutra. The Kama Sutra means the wisdom of desire. It's an ancient book that is actually not the sexual part is really well known in Western society, but that's actually a family guide. In the Kama Sutra, there is all the advices for all couple and family on how to live a fulfilling life. And so here it's about play. And what we're coming in the near future, that's right around the corner, is the hot seat. It's the seat of the emperor. It's an increase in power. It's an increase in responsibility. It's about moving forward with positive energy, positive thoughts, about a great deal of empowerment. Our strength within the situation is eternal life. we are gifted with this connection to this eternal soul consciousness and divine consciousness, and so we want to continue to unfold our connection to the Sphinx, the pyramids, all this integration to our soul. What comes to us from the outside world is pearl before swine. So it's not all yet reflected. It means that not all energies are reflecting our highest good. We have to be discerning and not to give our power to the we want to stay positive, but we do not want to give too much energy to those things that will slow us down. Although it's part of the process. For instance, I've been authorized to drink coffee today. I've been drinking tea. I know coffee is slowing me down in my cellular process. For 225 days, I've been through this cleansing process and getting to the end of it. But sometimes it's like, but since I slept only 3 hours, I was going to drink tea. Spirit authorized me to drink some coffee today, not all that much, but so it's about understanding. Sometimes we make step forward and backwards, but it's all about cleaning, it's solidifying our roots so we can feel anchored and we can start manifesting the things we want. What we see in our inner emotion, our hopes and fears, is survival. We're still conditioned by the circumstances of life, outside life, and we have to remove ourselves from this conditioning, from this outer world, in order to focus solely on that which is wanted, on the freedom, the access point to the non-time where all things are within where we can move into bliss, move into joy, regardless of physical condition. And the outcome is the mother's milk. It is the duality that wants to return to the unity. So in order to address, in terms of the survival, what we can do, when we let go, we find self-preservation. We find within ourselves there is this place where we can preserve ourselves by going within. We have this inner temple, because otherwise we'll find that there is high tension as well that we need to face. And it's like for me, it's like those two parameters, those two timelines that Spirit is saying everything will be fine, but there is like those linear temporal things that may means that I do not even think they will manifest, but the time is getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and the tension is building and building. I'm like sitting between two chairs, and it's like extremely. I may have to, if the negative timeline would come in, I would have to let go of all my project, my art, my aspiration in order to move forward. But I don't think this will happen. I have a mission here, and so once we pass through that, we will go beyond the tension, we will find the magic carpet, everything will all of a sudden accelerate. And then from the outside world will come Shiva, the pillar of light, which is an increase in power and energy. So it's about understanding there may be some contrast that is happening within our mind about the possibility of positive and negative, but to really not allow ourselves to dwell within the negative energy as much as possible, focus on what is wanted, and we want to be understanding that all that we experience in life is just a partial reality. It is just a detail of who we really are. And sometimes we're trying to control certain details that we do not have control over, and those details that slow us down. So we want to let go of the detail to move into the focus of source flow and grace, and all the details will take care of themselves. And then we'll be able to meet them with grace in perfect timing. For life in the physical may never be perfect until we have to settle within the light and life within, but life will continue to expand. There is a constant motion, a constant flow. It will always be expanding. For we have to focus on happiness, as Epicure used to say, and to be solution-oriented rather than problem-oriented. When we want to call on Spirit is we can always call on assistance from Spirit, whether it's Archangel, Angel, Ascended Masters, or we want to or even God. We want to make those invocations three times, because it helps us to assist, to anchor it, and it creates this trinity of energy. So it's important to call on 3 times to make a prayer, to make it 3 times. It's not because Spirit likes repetition, it's because it anchors it, and every time we find deeper connection to what we've been asking. We have to understand we are the bravest soul in the universe, to accept to incarnate in this planet that is the most difficult planet in the whole galaxy at this most difficult time of shifting from dimension of transformation. We are recognized as very brave, and so there may be feeling of abandonment, but it is not so. Spirit has always been there. Sometimes we feel we need to sacrifice ourselves for the cause, this martyrdom Pisces energy, but I don't think they will be necessary. Understanding that all moments of misery, of suffering, are actually helping to assist us in creating a happiness. And so they're all very, very important, although they're not enjoyable. We have to pass through those tests, and we have tested what do we really want. I'm going to pull a few cards for the week, for what's coming. Mostly for the months that we have to. That there is this grand empowerment that is coming this month. The highest wisdom for us today is the higher self. What we need to understand is trust. What we need to do is destiny. And the outcome is empowerment. So it is quite wonderful. I know that I have those new powers that are coming online. It's some things I've been told a long time in preparation. I still have to be discreet about it. I cannot practice discreetly. For it is a time of judgment, but there's nothing to fear about the judgment. Each soul is responsible for its own program. Yet there are certain things for when we do something that's erroneous or that's negative, that has a negative impact on others. If we do it without the intention of hurting, it is far less karma. We can be easily forgiven. It's more difficult when we have the intention of hurting others. Then it's more heavy on them. But each soul is fully responsible, is connected to God, and knows all that which is right. So each soul will be its own judge at the end. And there are certain souls that have done such negative things that they have to go through the process of facing a celestial tribunal, earthly tribunal, solar tribunal, galactic tribunal, depending on the scope of their negative form. But everybody is love, and the judgment of God, when God needs to minister over the souls, is always conditioned by wisdom and tempered by mercy. So there is nothing to. It's all about love for the evolution of the whole. Understanding the divine law and human laws are not always in accordance. For the certain things that the human level that we tolerated, that we accept as legal, such as wars or whatever, that's completely illegal cosmically speaking. The first law of Moses is do not kill, not to kill, and the golden rule is do no harm. If you do no harm, there are certain things that are forbidden on the earth that are completely free on the upper planes. So because between consenting adults, you can do anything you want. There's absolutely no judgment from a cosmic level, from a divine perspective. But there are certain things that are draconian laws that have been imposed on the earth to the people that have believed their superior ideas and morals. They're trying to impose their limitation on others. And there's like draconian laws, like Friedrich Nietzsche was denouncing that. I'm not a big fan of Nietzsche for many reasons, because we do need a certain balance in morality. But what he denounced is that in the name of superior moral, we can create tyrannies like the Crusades or the Inquisition. It was on the name of superior moral that we could create those really dark times. So it's about letting people go free, be free. Everybody is responsible for themselves. If you do not hurt anybody, you should be free to do whatever you want with your life. And nobody should tell you what you have to do with your life. You know what you need to do with your life. And so understanding on the other side, everybody's in the state of joy, everybody's in the state of happiness. They don't take this drama so seriously, even all the suffering in the world, they don't take it so seriously. Sometimes we feel, well, you should be taking seriously because I'm really suffering, but no, I'm sorry, they're not going to go down to that lower level. And it is the same for us. Once we move into the ascended states and we see people suffering, people would want to commiserate with us. Please come commiserate with me. But that doesn't serve them and it doesn't serve you. Always can feel compassion, but never go down to a level where you feel like you have to suffer because someone else is suffering. Everybody has to come into his own power, transcending his own karma. And so I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to pull one more card, sing a song. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. There's so much that is going on. A lot of things needs to be still under wraps, still be classified, so to speak, but there's so much that is going on, both for me on the personal level, but also for the planet. There's so much that is happening. Here it is a portrait of a man. I feel like it looks like my friend Ashtar, the commander Ashtar. It looks a bit like him when he's not in his military uniform with his helmet, when he's like in recess mode. I'm going to try to get the permission to let my hair grow again, because Pierre has been asking me to shave my head, which I like. It feels really, but I feel like it's like just getting a good hairdresser maybe. And so you're welcome to visit this ship. It's called the New Jerusalem. We can sometimes we go during our sleep. Sometimes we can go in meditation, or it's the New Jerusalem. It's a beautiful ship. It's a big ship, the starship that's invisible to the physical realm, but it's on orbit in the Earth, and you can meet galactics and ascended masters there. It's where most of the plans. There's much that is worked out for the planet. It's been worked from there. We all visit it unconsciously when we sleep. But you can do it consciously. Colon Ashta, 00101110, and the connecting point of. So you can read whatever you invoke. Colon 3 times. It anchors the energy. And here it is a painting of another painting from the same series I showed yesterday. This is the number 4. Yesterday I showed number 5. It's about the 7 families of spirit beings. I'll show you some of the details. Very easier to bring the painting to the camera than to bring the camera to the painting. Soon I'm going to be able to upgrade all my my communication and my equipment and do videos that will be a lot more sophisticated. But for now, I'm still called to come and speak here on this format. I'm going to sing a song. It's to finish. It's a song of John Lennon and Paul McCartney, and then pull the last card. It goes like this. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. I'll pretend that I'm kissing the lips I am missing, and I hope that my dream will come true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving, oh, all my loving I will send to you. Well, I hope you're having a romantic time, for it is a very romantic, life could be very romantic. It's about being ready, for the more we are able to come into alignment with ourselves, the more we'll attract romance and love and experience of sharing that love to settle our energy. And the card for the day is brilliance. It is symbolic of the Excalibur, the sword of light that can cut through all things that are no longer necessary. It is the sword of the Archangel Michael. You can call him to assist you in removing all the cords. And it is about being brilliant. It's about clear-mindedness. and to stand within the spark of this creative, this crisp energy of the eternal now, the more and more to detach and elevate your consciousness into the sphere of light. Well, thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful Friday the 13th, and a wonderful full moon that will continue to affect us, our sensitivity, and for the next few days. I thank you very much. Namaste.